One of the biggest things that I see an issue with my patients is having low GABA levels, which impacts our stress and anxiety, be able to manage that as well as with our clarity and focus throughout the day. And so here are the 5 strongest supplements for GABA that I have found to use with my patients. Now, the first one might be so obvious is why not just take the supplement GABA itself? Well, that is a great one to use, but there is so many other factors when it comes to improving your GABA levels, and it isn't just taking straight up GABA itself. Now, that can be beneficial, and it is the first one. And so if I do see my patients low in this after testing their GABA levels, then I will recommend anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams a day, depending how low their GABA levels truly are. Now, these next set of supplements has to do with specifically how is GABA really made. And this is why it's so important, instead of just taking straight up GABA, that there should be other critical ingredients that make GABA. And if you're deficient in it, then you're not addressing the root cause of why you're dealing with low GABA levels in the first place. So if we look at how GABA is made, glutamine is a precursor to glutamate, which then glutamate is a precursor to GABA. And so therefore glutamine plays a crucial role in GABA synthesis. And so you want to make sure that you have a sufficient amount of glutamine levels. And if you're deficient in it, when you test for this, something I do with my patients, if you are low, then I will recommend anywhere from 2,000 all the way up to 3,000 milligrams a day of glutamine. Now, I typically like L-glutamine instead of just straight up glutamine, just because it's easily absorbed in the body. Now, we're not done because there's other important ingredients for making GABA. In fact, looking at specific cofactors are what help also build and modulate certain neurotransmitters like GABA. And so taurine is one of those cofactors. In fact, it is something that enhances GABA levels because it acts as a GABA receptor agonist, which directly stimulates GABA receptors, which then helps the production of making more GABA. Now, again, obviously I will test for this. I don't like just giving supplements just to hope it might improve things. I actually like to look at labs to see, with my patients, to see, are you actually truly deficient in these specific things? So I will test for also taurine levels. And if you are deficient in it, I'll recommend someone to take anywhere from 500 to all the way up to 1,500 milligrams a day, again, depending on the severity. And like I said, it is important to look at labs specifically of what you're deficient in. So you should download my free ADHD lab protocol that I use with all my patients and clients. You can get that in the description below. Now, another very important cofactor for helping making GABA is P5P, also known as the activated form of vitamin B6. So P5P is important for the enzyme glutamate decarboxylase, which converts glutamate into GABA. And so if you're low in vitamin B6 levels, P5P, it's very hard to convert glutamate into GABA without this. And so when I do test for all different B vitamin levels, I'm specifically looking at vitamin B6 levels to see if vitamin B6 levels are low. And so if they are, I'll recommend taking P5P, the activated form of vitamin B6, anywhere from 10 to 50 milligrams a day. Now, the 5th strongest supplement for improving GABA is very important because what it does, it crosses the blood-brain barrier and can be very effective. But not only that, glutamate and GABA are something that are antagonists to each other. And so you have to have a good balance between glutamate and GABA, because glutamate is an excitatory neurotransmitter, whereas GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter to make you more relaxed and calm. And so what has to happen is that sometimes when there's increase in glutamate, it's going to start decreasing the GABA output. And so what's great about L-theanine, it is known to block glutamate receptors, and therefore it promotes the releasing of GABA to help give that more calming, relaxed effect, but still having that clear thinking mind without being sedative. And so when I recommend taking L-theanine for my patients, I'll recommend anywhere from 100 all the way up to 500 milligrams twice a day. Now, L-theanine is by far one of my favorite type of supplements that I recommend. In fact, it's my number one that I recommend, not only for GABA, but there are so many other benefits that L-theanine does, not only for mental health, but for ADHD and so many other different things that you really should watch this video next, where I talk about specifically of why L-theanine is my number one recommended supplement I give to all my patients. So watch this video next.